did promise you guys a video. So I am doing, turning the music up instead of down. But I am going to be doing a video on eight self-love tips and forms of self-love, so that you are not stuck in just one idea of form of self-love when there are so many different ways to love yourself. Okay? So what I am going to do is start with number 1, eating healthy. That is one of the obvious signs of self-love. I noticed going on my journey about 5 years ago, when I really first started, before I even went to alkaline, eating healthier and not eating meat in general was just like amazing, because I felt so much better. I had so much more clarity, and that was just from a few days to a few weeks of just not eating meat or dairy. The white sugars, the white breads, and everything were hard for me to let go of. I truly, especially dairy was definitely hard for me to get rid of out of my diet. I did read an article that did say that dairy was actually worse than meat because of all the chemicals and things that they put into the food. So it's crazy. Like, literally, dairy is like cocaine. Like, it's a drug. Like, it's really addicting. And I'm thankful that was one thing that I did overcome. And I'm not gonna lie, in between these 5 years, if I have backtracked, it was always on cheese. It was never dairy. I mean, it was never meat. I really did not ever enjoy meat. And then taking that out of my diet was excellent. But when it was dairy, like, I loved ice cream, I loved pizza, I loved fried foods. I used to love a lot of French fries, just a bunch of stuff that was not serving me at all. And I was wondering why I was breaking out and having all my eczema. That right there alone was killing me and really promoting terrible outbreaks. I was almost 200 pounds. Darn near. I was 198, the heaviest I've ever been. I was just 2 pounds away from 200. And you could really see it in my face more now that you see me now. But back then, I carried the weight very well. So you really didn't see that I was almost 200 pounds, but I was miserable, and I was just tired. So once I did make that transition to eat better, that's when I started to really understand myself and started to love exactly who I am and for what I came into this earth, onto this planet to do and to make a change and to help you guys. So I just feel honored to be doing this video and helping you guys out. So that is number 1, eating healthy. Number 2, spiritual path. A lot of people think that just alone, if you're just completely zen and you're just completely calm and you never freak out and you just are just the most nicest and calmest person ever, that you are on this high elevated spiritual path. And that is bogus. That's not true. Having a form of self-respect, self-love, is being honest with yourself, knowing that not every day I'm going to be this zen person. Some days I'm going to react. Some days I'm going to express my emotions, and it may not be to the best of how I could handle it. And that's when we come in for self-work, and learning how to set those healthy boundaries, which I'll talk about later on in the video. But once you start to understand that a highly spiritual person doesn't mean that they are they avoid issues. They're just so, zen. Not true. Be okay with expressing your emotions and be okay with reacting, because you know what? As long as it's not a reaction that is completely out of control. When I'm saying about reacting, I mean a controlled reaction where you're going to let the emotion come and go. Emotions are just like passing clouds. They're going to come and they're going to go. Just like bad experiences, they're going to come and they're going to go. So if you dwell on those bad emotions or dwell in the past too much, it actually becomes more toxic than beneficial. So when I what I would like for you guys to do is, if you are in a situation where you feel like you don't know how to handle a situation or how to control your emotions or handle your emotions that time, handle it to the best of your ability. Try to handle the situation in the most peaceful manner, but do be real and honest with yourself and be authentic. If there's something, if someone did cross a boundary or really say something that wasn't right, don't feel like I'm a spiritual person, I'm not supposed to tell this person that they are hurting me. No, they actually will respect you for letting them know that you are hurting me. This is not right to me. So once you get that form of self-love and that form of self-respect, everything else will follow. Okay? So number tres. I'm reading from my notepad here. Respecting your decisions and sticking by them. I was just saying that to an extent. Respect your decisions and stick by them. If there is something that does not make you happy, if you're in a situation with a group of people, one person, whatever it is, or even within yourself, and you know, and deep down inside, you don't feel right about the decision that you're making, the decisions that other people around you are making, or just decision that in general. So if you're offered something and someone gives you this offer and it, presented to you on the table, you can reject that and stand by it. Don't feel bad, and your reason should be what you really feel inside. This is why you rejected it in the first place. You can say something so that it doesn't seem so cold. Well, I may need time to think about this. Think about your emotions. Think about how you're feeling, and that is going to help you tune into yourself. So when you're in a position, again, similar or another position, another situation, you can handle it more quickly and more effectively and more in a calm manner and peacefully, because you're having that security within yourself to know that, no, this is how I feel and this is my decision. And if you cannot respect that, I'm sorry, but the door is that way. Or sometimes you have to get up out the chair yourself and leave the door. Not literally, like saying if you're in a conference room, unless, it's a job or a situation that you really feel is not worth your time or is not going to benefit you in any way. Still, at the end of the day, leave with grace, but know yourself and know your value. This could be even in forms of relationship. If you feel that a relationship is not healthy for you, if it's not promoting growth in your life, if it's not making you happy, leave. That can go with any relationship, serious relationship, a friendship, family. Sometimes family could be more toxic than people outside of your home or outside of your family. Anyone. If anyone violates you in any type of way that you do not feel comfortable in, speak and say something. Don't feel bad, okay? And that leads into number 4. Respecting others the way you want to be treated. So, what you have to understand is that self-love, like I said, comes in many forms. But self-love is just not projecting on focusing directly on you. It is the way you reflect out to the world. So if you are treating people wrong, if you are doing wrong things that at the end of the day will come back in full circle, karma, you do not, when I say you do not want to disrespect yourself in that way. So make sure you're respecting others with a great level of respect. Make sure that you're giving back. Make sure that you are providing some kind of service or some type of impact on someone's life, and learn how to respect yourself and that person too, and to see that person as another being, another soul, another person that's going through the same kind of issues you're going through. I think that's where there's an issue, definitely, when it comes to discrimination, because though we are so in a heavy physical world right now, where people are just so in the physical, that they look at color, they look at body type, they look at all the little things, even the texture of your hair, just so many things, what kind of car you have, what kind of phone you have. There are so many exterior things. So you don't want to disrespect someone or devalue someone because maybe you don't share the same values as them, or maybe they don't have something that you have, or vice versa, or whatever it is. So just learn how to respect people, and learn how to give back, and you'll see that your boost of self-confidence, your self-love, and your overall health is just going to prosper, because that at the end of the day, not only are you respecting yourself, but you're respecting those and the ones around you, especially the ones that are helping you to get to the next level in chapter in your life. Those are the last people that you want to disrespect. Those are the last people that you want to disrespect, especially the people that literally put their neck on the line for you. A lot of times those are your parents, family members, like your sister, your brother, cousin, anyone who you're very close to. Sometimes blood is not always thicker than water. Sometimes you have friends who are more closer and can help you in other ways in certain situations in your life better than your family can. I can't really ever truly say I've really dealt with that. As much as my family and we have our in and outs, I'll tell you one thing: we stick together no matter what. And that's a blessing, and something I just do not take for granted, because at the end of the day, family is all you have. But I have heard from other friends of mine, people I've ran into, crossed paths with, I've even experienced with certain family members, it's not as tight as, you would think it would be. So just learning how to accept others and accept yourself is the best thing to do. Okay, so number 5, single. Accepting your emotions, your ups and your downs. So accept your emotions. Like I said earlier, accept your emotions. That is a great form of self-love, because when you're accepting your emotions, when you're going through the motion, you're not so hard on yourself. You're saying, okay, I don't like this, or I do like this. You know what? So what if someone thinks I'm cheesy for dancing in the middle of the park, or, I don't know, doing something that makes you happy? If you're in the moment, when you're in the present, anybody and anything else does not matter, okay? When you're constantly being in the present moment and appreciating life for what it is at every moment of the day, and learning how to balance that out with appreciating the past, because a lot of times we do throughout the day get past thoughts, or people that come across our path gives us not bad, but they give us past experiences, or past memories, flashbacks from maybe someone else did, and we seeing them doing it, and we're like, oh wait, you can't do that. You gotta constantly be in the present moment and accept people for where they are and who they are. And I just have this thing on my face. Okay. Once you do that, life just becomes better, and on top of that, you'll be able to accept your emotions, and then eventually you'll be able to accept other people for where they are. So once you're able to ground yourself and center yourself and accept you as a being and for who you are, and let those emotions come and go, it's just like a wave. Like I said, it's just like a wave coming in and out. It's just like a cloud coming in and out. It's not going to be forever. I promise, it's not going to be forever. So learn how to accept your emotions and accept the beautiful ups and downs in life, and appreciate each and every moment and cycle, and that will bring a lot of release and a lot of de-stress in your life. Number 6. So number 6 is saying not comparing yourself to others. This is a huge issue we have with the social media world of today. I even noticed it with myself. I have compared myself to other people I've seen on Instagram, and a lot of them were celebrities, a lot of them were not, and it really, really, really brings down your self-esteem so bad, because you're constantly saying, oh, they have this, I don't have that, or they're here in their point of their career, I'm not there yet. Or sometimes some people get on their high horse, yeah, I'm doing better than everyone, they're doing that. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Social media has, how do I say it? Social media has ruined a lot of people as far as their self-esteem, their self-worth, their confidence, the way they view the world, the way they view themselves. It's just one perspective, if that makes sense. It's just one perspective of what people want you to see. People can control what they want you to see. So if you're not being in your authentic truth and being yourself at all times, it's going to be very exhausting. It's going to be very tiring. It's going to be energy. It's going to be energy depleting when you're going on these social media websites and you're just on it for hours and hours, and you're looking at this, and by the time you know it, it's 4 hours later. You haven't gotten out of bed, you haven't done your yoga, you haven't eaten anything, you haven't done anything. So we have to get into a better habit. I can say that for myself, sometimes just I get up, first thing I do is check my phone. I've completely changed that. Sometimes I go through that and I just go through the motions, but I'll say, okay, Chiffon, we're going to work on each morning, not just reaching straight for your phone, reaching straight for social media, reaching straight for anything. I put a book next to my bed. So whatever book I'm reading, I put that. So when I wake up in the morning, no, we're going to focus on this book. We're going to read these 2-3 chapters, and then we're going to go downstairs, have a cup of hot lime water, get your body reset and start for the morning. We're going to go and take a walk or go do yoga. And then we're going to check our phones. We're going to check social media. And even in between that time, honestly, I might check my phone like in between just to see if I get any emails or texts, because sometimes I have clients that email me first thing in the morning or text me first thing in the morning and need something submitted or done. And I kind of, to an extent, can't totally neglect that, especially in the morning. It's kind of like the prime time to get a lot of things done while the business hours are open. So try to get to bed early so that you can get up. I know people that get up, and I've done and been in spiritual practices that have gotten up at 4 a.m, and I would have to go to the meditation room, meditate, and fast until a certain time, and then eat. And then, by the time it's 12 noon, you're pooped out, but you got a few more hours. But by 7-8 o'clock, I used to be knocked out. So try. You don't have to get up exactly at 4 a.m. You can get up at 6 or 7, but let's practice on not trying to get up later than that, because that's also another form of self-love. Just to add in there, when you are planning your day, when you are taking the time to plan out your day and give yourself that time, which I'll talk about a little later in the video, it just helps life make to be easier. So yeah, just don't compare yourself to social media. Don't let these celebrities and everyone fool you and think that they have it all together. A lot of them don't. A lot of them have sacrificed a lot that we don't know. A lot of have go through things. I read something that said Selena Gomez has her assistant handle her Instagram. She actually gets severe anxiety and depression from looking at Instagram and social media. So we have to really work on not letting social media define who we are, and to really take it into our hands that if we are going to have social media, to use it to better the world, and not to say, hey, look at me, I'm doing better, because that is the contributions to a lot of people. And no, we are not responsible for the way people view and perceive us and perceive the things that we create or do, but at the same time we have to do our part to make sure that everything that we do, we're uplifting somebody else, so that no one ever feels in this world that they don't have a gift or that they're alone in this situation. You're never alone. So I hope that helps somebody out. A little sidetrack there, but I just had to get that out. Number 7. You are more than just a body. You are more than just this physical. You are more than material. You're more than all of that. Self-love requires you to get past the physical. Once you get past the physical, everything else starts revealing itself. You start to really tap in and learn about yourself, because you're saying now, wow, that has to go back to social media really quick. We're all ladies. We're always comparing ourselves to other females. She has a flatter stomach than us. She has a bigger butt than us. She has bigger boobs. Guys, he has more money. He has nice abs. He has this. He gets all the girls. That's nice and all, but that's all physical. That's all in the material. That's all bodily energy that we need to all look past. We need to look past the physical and look at people for who they are. A lot of times we have people that are so good at, dressing themselves up on the physical part, but they are shallow and they're miserable and they're the most unhappiest people. Some of them are the most meanest people, the most, just people you don't want to surround yourself around. So everything that glitters isn't gold. And please know that, especially young men, our black men, please understand that, you will get a lot of temptations, but you have to respect your queens and you have to love them and you have to cherish them and appreciate them, because we need you just as much as you need us, whether you want to admit it or not. So please do not let especially these young men who are coming into age, who are in very successful high positions, or have a lot of potential. Please do not let anyone or any young ladies influence you by taking advantage of you money wise, or just the good kindness of your heart. And same thing for ladies. Don't let a guy just take advantage of you just because you want him to like and accept you. You have to start accepting yourself. And once you start to learn how to accept yourself, is when you'll start to see a whole new world of the possibilities that life can give you by first putting yourself first and loving yourself first, and knowing that this form of self-love, by knowing that I'm just more than a body. I'm more than just, putting up sexy pictures on Instagram. I'm more than just what people perceive me as and what I put out on social media to let people think who I am. You have to know who you are, because then once you post stuff up, you have no worries in the world. You have no fear. You're fearless because you're saying, listen, I know these things about myself, and shoot, if I can accept them, why can't you? And if you can't, too bad. Bye. Unfollow button. The door's right there. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with crappy people who are not going to help you elevate. Okay? People who are going to judge you more than they're going to help you. People who are only going to look at you because you got a nice butt, you got a nice abs, you got a nice dish, you got a nice... People who are too materialistic are not going to see past material, past the physical. They're solely stuck in this 3D dimension. They're not going to head to the 4th dimension or the 5th dimension or beyond. It's more than that, and you really have to fall in love with someone because of their intellect, their mind, what they can offer, what can they bring to the table, and what can you bring to the table? What can you do to better yourself? Look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? This was something that was not too well or the best reflection of myself, and I need to work on those things. And it might have to take you to take a break from your loved ones, or take a break from your partner, or take a break from someone you're dating, or take a break from anything. Take a break from life. Maybe it's work. It could be anything. If you are feeling that you are losing self, take a few steps back, take a rest, maybe take a day off of work, and really invest into your self-love and care, because that is going to help benefit you so much in the long run. And I'm going to share some tips with you guys as to what I do to keep myself motivated and focused and centered when I feel that I'm unbalanced, or when I feel that it's just time to tap into Chiffon and get that self-love energy back. Number 8. So number 8, is tending to your emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, and social health. It is very, 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 very important. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. It is very important to tend to your emotional health, because that's what's going to keep you stable. That's what's going to keep you from, someone doesn't say something you don't like, just flipping out and just yelling at them. When you're centered emotionally, that's going to be a form of self-love, to say, you know what? I love myself so much that I am not going to stoop down to this person's level. Not saying that this person is beneath me, but I am not going to entertain low vibrational energy. And once you learn the power of how to control that and not come down to someone else's level of low vibrational energy because they want to see the other side and reaction come out of you, that's when you truly become powerful. Because even if you do get a little sassy, you do get a little aggressive with being assertive of how you feel in a situation, at the end of the day, like I said, stick by your gun, stick by your word, okay? Speak even if your voice shakes. Speak your truth even if your voice shakes, because at the end of the day, that is going to help you become very strong emotionally, mentally, of course. Mentally, because you won't have that little chatter in your head telling you self-doubt, saying don't say that, or just leave it alone. You're not like, it's not worth, you're not worthy of telling people this information because they're not going to care anyway. No, you have to express yourself. And sometimes it may not be right in that moment. Some things need to be nipped in the bud right then and there. And then some things you have to take note, take time, meditate, reflect. So even if that means you just need literally 5 minutes from the time the moment happened, go in the bathroom, go where you need to go, center yourself, come back and say, hey, can we talk? I didn't really appreciate what you blah, blah, blah. Or if it's through text message, phone, or even if it is in person, if you need just a few days to just gather yourself, gather your thoughts, don't be afraid to just say you need that time to regather and really reflect on how whatever this person said to you or did to you made you feel. So when you are able to emotionally, mentally strengthen yourself, self-love is going to come quicker. It's going to come quicker because you're going to start learning your likes and your dislikes. You're going to start learning, I'm not going to accept this, I will accept that. You will start to open more doors up for yourself because you will start letting go of things that are weighing you down, and that'll lighten up your load for things that can help build you up. So just keep that in mind, to always tend to your emotional and mental needs. Spiritual needs, I can't say it enough. You need to always keep yourself aligned spiritually somehow. You don't have to believe in a certain God or a certain religion or anything, but know that there is a higher power than us. There is a higher power than us. It's within the universe, and we wouldn't be who we are, the beings that we were, if it wasn't for the most high. That's just my opinion. So see, if you see signs, I'll tell you guys a little secret. Angels, my spirit angels always speak to me. I always find feathers. And I'll do a whole separate video on this, but I'm always finding feathers. Today, I saw 3 cardinals. I saw a blue jay the other day. I had a beautiful interaction with a deer today in the woods. I know a lot of animal tantrums, a lot of spiritual messages. But all of this to say is that I receive signs from the universe in so many different ways. Like, just recording with you guys right now, I'm recording a little bit on the later side, but I saw 11:11 behind me at my clock right here, and that kind of helped me confirm, like, you're doing something good. You're giving back to people. You're giving knowledge to people that need it. So I just always feel that tending to your spiritual needs are going to help make things so much easier when you're trying to figure out which way you're trying to maneuver in life. And when you're able to tap into your spirituality, you're able to see signs to make things easier for you. So tend to those needs. Physical needs, you definitely need to tend to, because though you can eat good, you can eat on a plant-based diet, your body still needs to move, the blood still needs to circulate. Stretch. I stretch every single day. Even if I don't go do, hardcore yoga in the morning, I'm stretching somehow. I'm doing a morning stretch. It's just no way that I'm not moving my body somehow or some way. Even just taking a simple walk in the park, something, you have to constantly keep yourself moving, at least for 30 to 45 minutes to an hour or more a day, just so that the blood's circulating and that you are experiencing all those beautiful chemicals that are released into your brain when you are in the heart of nature, when you're, just taking that time to de-stress, to regroup, to be in a quiet space, to really get focused and centered with yourself. and doing a physical labor, working out, it just helps to strengthen your mental and everything else. Everything's connected. When I lost my 50 pounds, that was all mental. And it was a lot, but I tell you one thing, I have definitely seen the improvement of myself in my mental, from losing that. I don't even know how I even had gotten to that point of being almost 200 pounds. So to go through that journey was just beautiful, and something that I am definitely going to be documenting more to help those, not even when it comes to weight loss, but just to know that when you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. So keeping your physical health up is definitely a form of self-love. And when you start to really, keep yourself active, ladies, I know a lot of ladies say, how do you keep yourself in shape? What workouts do you do? You look great. Girl, I dance in the mirror. I dance in the mirror a lot of times. If I just feel like I don't feel like working out, I will literally put on a whole playlist, go right in front of this mirror in front of me, and dance my butt off for a good hour. And I feel amazing. Even if the dance is weird, even if I don't know what the hell I'm doing, it's just moving. It's just getting active. It's having that blood circulate through. It's just, and it builds your self-confidence. It builds a great healthy sex appeal, especially ladies that have like a very natural sex appeal. It's just great to get that energy out and get that feminine energy out and just dance for yourself, and just be in your own space and time and being. And it's just, I love it. So definitely I suggest stay active, do new hobbies, do new things, go hiking, biking, whatever it is. If you're traveling to a different country to have to stay active, do it. Whatever you have to do to tend to your well-being, do it. As long as it's not harming anybody in the process and it's not, really hurting you more than it's helping you. And social health, definitely, I think it's healthy. I think a lot of times I'm kind of like an introvert. So I kind of just like to stay in my house. I used to really be outgoing, like right after high school, 18 until I'll say like 21, 22. Because I was just like, hey, I'm 18, then I'm 21, so you start drinking, you can go out. And it was great and all, but, I'm still young. I'm only 24, and I'm still going to have a lot of beautiful experiences, but I plan to do my experiences differently, maybe not always in a club. I can't lie and say that I won't ever go to a lounge or a club or anything like that again, especially since I'm a photographer. I get a lot of gigs sometimes in clubs or in lounges or certain places, birthday parties, and it is pretty good money. So, as long as it's not anything that I don't feel too uncomfortable about, I kind of just only being social if it's for work, honestly. And other than that, I try to be social just with my close loved ones and my friends. Like if we go out somewhere, I just think it's healthy because sometimes you work yourself too much to the point that that's all it is. It's just work. And you might actually get depressed and not understand your purpose or know where you're going because you're so wrapped up and caught up in I have to get this done. But you have to take time to distress and tap into yourself so that, you can know how to just enjoy being with family and friends and share priceless and precious moments that you really can't get back, So though it is good to be a hard worker and be very in tune with yourself and be very spiritual and learn and take this self-love path and journey to learn about yourself, you do have to somewhat, get out there. It doesn't have to be anything big. If you don't want to really go out to anything, create your own events, so that you're able to still be social and promote yourself and celebrate yourself, and just not be so rigid with work, I know I said I had 8, but I got 2 bonus ones for you guys. So, my first bonus is setting healthy boundaries, which I did tell you guys that I would be talking about. It kind of just weaved into what I was just talking about being social, setting boundaries, Maybe for if you have a big project for a certain couple months, you're just not going out. And I've done that plenty of times. Even between that time, I might have, unless it's for family, like I said, work or friends, in between that time, I might go out once or twice just because I kind of do need like a little mental break. I need to let loose a little bit. But setting healthy boundaries are excellent because it keeps you focused, especially when you're setting goals for yourself. When you're setting goals for yourself, you're able to be able to accomplish them in a more effective way, at least for me. So when you're able to set boundaries and say, hey, listen, I would love to hang out, but this is my priority. This is what I have to do. Do that. Setting boundaries as far as relationships, love. If someone does something that does not make you happy, do not settle and stay there because it's easier. You want those good feelings. You don't want to argue. No. They need to know the boundaries. They need to know the limit of where it starts to become, they cross the line. This is now becoming something that is more harmful and disrespectful to you versus something that is bringing you joy and happiness, and is a form of love. So when you know yourself and have a great form of self-love, you will learn how to set healthy boundaries, whether it's friends, friends, families, relationship with a lover, business clients, relationships at your job, even with your work. You're going to have to set boundaries for your work. A lot of times I'm at my desk and I can work. I can be at my computer, especially if I'm focused on a real project that I really know is going to benefit me. I can be on the phone not on the phone. I could be on the computer half of the day working. But realistically, I know that I have to set boundaries and I have to set realistic goals in mind so that I'm not completely overwhelming myself. And a lot of times what I might do to set those boundaries for myself is, if I'm on the computer, after 45 minutes, I'll put an alarm on, go outside, just go right in my backyard, soak up the sun, or maybe go take a walk, or make some food, or do something different, or maybe go outside, take pictures, or something that's going to kind of give you that little break. You know how when you're at work, you go take a lunch break, but sometimes we need to go and take a mental break. We need to regroup. We need to get re-inspired. So learning how to set boundaries in those areas are going to help you to promote bigger and better content, bigger and better just ideas for yourself, goals, dreams, anything. So set boundaries, very healthy boundaries for yourself, and you'll see that things will follow through. Last bonus number 2, take time for yourself in nature. So I think I just kind of merged. Everything is connected, very merged, but there's still very significant messages that I feel that you still need to know, just so you know what to look out for and what to really focus on in order, like, what are the things that are really other things that are forms of self-love. So taking time for yourself and nature, and taking time in nature really, really, really helps for you to tap into yourself and understand yourself and learn how to love yourself better, so that when you are ready to, share yourself, if you plan on getting married or, being in a relationship, or not even that, just in general, like with whatever it is, you have taken the time to regroup. You have taken the time to say, okay, I've taken the time to tap deeper into who I am as a being. So when I go out into the real world and I am working or taking care of my family, or, whatever it is, I have taken that time to center myself and get in tune with myself. So no matter what comes my way, I am able to handle it with grace, with gratitude, and with ease. So I just kind of had to close my eyes a little bit for you guys to kind of get to kind of get what I was saying, to see what I tell myself when I know I need that break, to just focus, Chiffon, get yourself together. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Turn off your phone. Put it on Do Not Disturb. Do whatever you have to do to tap in so that you can become a better you. And I always say that because I think it is so important to invest into yourself to become a better you. And I think when people don't invest into themselves, they hurt themselves more than they help themselves, because they're not helping to progress in any type of way to better their situations or better their self-image of themselves or better anything. They're just kind of sometimes pointing their fingers at other people, letting their ego and pride get in the way. They might let old things from the past might be holding them back. They may have blockages. You may have a lot of chakra blockages that you don't know about. So taking that time to meditate, to learn about yourself, to learn about the different chakras, to learn about what it is, your purpose in this world, and how you can serve and provide and help people. It's not always about the money. It's about how many people you can serve. And that's something that I didn't understand. I learned that more after watching a lot of Ralph Smart videos. He's like the man. I love him. I watch him every single day. You guys need to go and check him out. But I just learned those things about myself when I take that time. And I'll give you a great example. About a month ago, I was extremely upset about something, and someone had did it to me, and I was not too happy. So what I did was I took myself out the situation. I went home, I showered, I tapped into myself, I meditated, and I regrouped myself. And when I came back, I felt so much more clear. I was able to communicate. I was able to say the things that I was not too happy about, but I was able to do it with grace and with ease. And I was not hurting anyone in the process by staying in the situation and being hostile, being petty, being, mean. I didn't, that was not what I felt would be the godly thing of me to do, since we do like to call ourselves gods. I call myself a goddess. I call myself a queen. So those are not goddess or queen-like traits when you're constantly being extremely explosive. And I learned a lot this past month and a half of when you're not in control of your emotions, or when you let other people control your emotions, you bring out so many bad things that come out of you, and you're like, whoa, this, no one even gets me to this. Like, even my family's the only people that get me this upset. So if you're getting me this upset, I don't think that's good. And even your family getting you upset to a certain point is not healthy. But it is expected for your family to see a different side of you, especially if you're living under the same roof. Everyone's not going to have a happy day. Everyone's not going to be cheerful and happy. People are going to go through things. People are going to have their emotions and their issues. So that's why it's important for every individual to go and take that time and regroup. Okay, go take a nice spiritual bath, take a shower, cleanse yourself. And when you go in the shower, just think of all the bad things that are just washing away, drink tea before you go to bed. Sometimes that helps you just cleanse and calm your body down, especially herbal teas, especially alkaline herbal teas like burdock root, chamomile tea, excellent for you before you go to bed. Blue Verandin, very good for when you go to bed as well, and has so many other great properties. I'm just naming out a few, but if you take these herbs and just take a nice tea blend or make them individually, take a nice cup of tea before you go to bed, and just regroup, or even just have a nice cup of tea, maybe something that's not a sleepy tea if you're throughout the day, but just take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Okay, I hope so. So, let's just go over the 10 self-love, other ways to forms of self-love. So, number 1 was eating healthy. Preferably a plant-based diet. I will make a video on that. Number 2, spiritual path. Know where you're going and protect yourself spiritually, whether it is whatever religion that is that you believe in, or the Most High. Know that there's a higher power, and we need to always tap into that so we know ourselves, because we are the universe. The universe is within us. So if we don't know ourselves, we won't understand the universe and why life happens and things happen. So get your spiritual health in check, okay? Number 3, respecting your decisions and sticking by them. Do not shake up. Do not get scared when it's something that you need to say. Say it. Say what you need to say. Number 4, respecting others. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And listen, everything else will be all right. Number 5, accepting your emotions, accepting your shadow and dark sides. Your light and dark side, sorry. So accepting the light and the dark in you, the light and the shadows, the contrast, the things that make you you, the yin and the yang. When you're able to accept those and love those both sides and come together as one, you are whole. You are amazing, because you're saying, you know what? Yes, I see these two sides about myself. I may not like one thing about, I may be too nice, but then, I might have a certain side to me that when people get me upset, it's just not the best version. So you want to work on both of those, I wouldn't even say issues, but work on those together, so that you can better yourself and become just more balanced. Number 6, not comparing yourself to others. Get the hell off of social media. And if you need to take a social media break, do it. Do not feel afraid to do that, because that's going to help you in the long run. We all need to take detoxes from our phones, from social media, from food, from, television, whatever it is. Take a detox and do not be afraid. Don't think, just your business is going to shut down. It's not. A few days to take time for yourself. Make sure you prepare yourself in advance to make sure that you have everything prepared, so while you're away, your crowd's not missing you, and you can take time to get yourself together. You are more than just the body. Number 7, you are more than just the body. I just did number 6. Number 7. Sorry. Whoa. Number 7 was you're more than just the body. Number 8, tending to your emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, and social health. And the last 2 ones, those were the bonuses. Setting healthy boundaries, and take time for yourself and get in the heart of nature. So if that means the beach, the woods, a lake, a hike, whatever you got to do, go do it and enjoy it and appreciate that time for yourself. And when you go to in the heart of nature, don't go on your phone. Honestly, sometimes I leave my phone in the car. I leave my phone in the car sometimes if I'm going to a park or something that I'm very well familiar with. I'll leave it in the car, because I'm like, listen, I'm not going to be distracted while I'm taking time for myself. I may even leave it home. But if you do have to bring your cell phone with you, either turn it off or put it on Do Not Disturb and enjoy what is around you. And when you start enjoying what's around you, you start appreciating what's inside of you. Okay? So, that's about it. I hope this video was helpful. I know it was kind of long, but I just wanted to share some healing words of encouragement with you guys, as that's what I'm always about. And just to teach you what I have went through, and everything that I'm telling you is what I've experienced and what I've gone through, or what I've noticed in my life that has either blocked me or helped me get closer to the best version of myself, and has promoted or, prevented my growth. So just always make sure that you are in tune with yourself. You surround yourself with nothing but love and positivity, and everything else will fall into place. I'm going to do a quick little reading. I have this book. It is 1,001 Ways to Meditate. So I just wanted to randomly select something here. And I think this would be something cool to help you guys out, for those who might have anxiety or just in general want to know how to, just meditate, or just learn ways of how to get more closer and tap into yourself. So I'm just going to do a random page, okay? I'm just like flipping it. Okay, so let's see what it gives. Okay, so it has a guy here. Ooh, he has a guy here writing. See him? Okay. So, wow, okay. So relationships and partnership, this is the section it gave me. So it says these are going to be 5 ways of how to meditate. So one of them is number 1, the joys of meeting. The joys of meeting pay the pangs of absence, else who could bear it? Nicola Rowe. So not sure where they're going with that, but we're gonna keep reading. Number 2, the union of love. And so far as love is union, it knows no extremes of distance. Okay. Number 3, love letter. When separated from one you love, conjure up their face as they sit quietly at a desk, thinking of you. Now imagine them writing you a letter. Watch as the words flow onto the page. Visualize what they would write, picking out a few characteristic phrases. Relax in the knowledge of your closeness. Okay, so I'm kind of see where they're going here. Number 4, unions. Journeys end in lovers meeting. So reunions. And the last one, strands of love. When distance separates you from your partner, visualize strands of love linking your hearts together. An awareness of this connection can give you the strength to bear the separation, knowing that in spirit you are united. So, these right here are telling you these are ways that you can meditate. I'm possibly getting a sense that, I don't know, possibly you guys are going through something and you're going through something where you have disconnected from a lover, a friend. This is just so ironic. It's just like so crazy right now. I'm looking at this. And you've disconnected yourself from someone for whatever reason, and now these are the angels and God giving you the sign of ways that you can meditate when you're possibly away from this person to keep yourself not feeling in need of this person, not feeling a need of attachment. Detachment's very healthy. So when we learn how to love from a distance, no matter what kind of person it is, relationship it is, whether it is a partnership, whether it is a friendship, a family, whatever it could be, if you do really care about this person, you're going to appreciate the alone time to help get closer to yourself, to self-love. And within that time, the joys of meeting, I think what they're trying to say is that look forward, let things build. Don't be so eager to be under someone when maybe they need to be let free. Don't capture a bird in a cage that wants to be let free. Let the bird go. And if they consider that cage or consider where they are, consider where your home, they're going to come back. They always come back. But you have to do your work. You have to do your self-love. You have to do the tips here that I gave you in order to be able to enjoy the moments when you guys are in union, when you guys reunite. So even if, like saying here, the union of love, and so far as love is union, it knows no extremes of distance, meaning that no matter how far you are from this person, if they are meant to be in your life, if they are meant to be a part of you, they will come back. You guys will always be connected no matter the distance. Love letters was the next suggestion or the next way of meditation. And I think love letters are very important. I have written many love letters just for myself in my journals, not even to share with my lover at the time or to share with anyone, just to express myself, to express my emotions, maybe to express things that I just felt at the time I just couldn't tell that person to face. So by writing these things down, it helps to kind of gather your thoughts in your mind together. And when you can do that, that just helps to bring everything together and make things more easier when you do reunite with your loved one. Reunions, it says journeys into lovers meeting. So sometimes a reunion might be where one bad situation that you were in maybe before had to end in order for you to open a door for the reunion with a past lover, a new lover, maybe friends, maybe family, anything. Every time there's an ending, it's never bad. It's only because a new beginning is starting. So when you're able to accept that, reunions with whoever it is just become sweeter, because you were able to meditate and reflect on those things and accept that distance, accept that detachment, and accept yourself first. And the last one is strands of love. When it says, when distance separates you from your partner, visualize strands of love linking your hearts together. And awareness of this connection can give you the strength to bear the separation, knowing that in spirit you are united. So like I just said earlier, strands of love, if it is easier for you to think of your heart, if you're really, really set on this person, or you guys, you feel this connection, know that the most ultimate and fulfilling connection is within yourself. But if you do see someone else that you are very in tune with, no matter what life brings you, life is always going to find a way to bring you back together. So do not worry. Do not worry. Do not worry, kings and queens. The first step is self-love, and everything else will fall right into place. I love you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys do like the one-on-one meditations at the end that I do, just random, this was literally random. And fun fact, this is the first time I opened up this book since I got it, and I had this book for 4 years. So I said what better way to crack it open than with you guys. And I think this is definitely something that I think is going to be so cool, just to add a little fun touch. And if you would like me to do the meditations, pick the meditations, one-on-one meditations alone in the video, let me know. Please go and join my Patreon account. Link is in my bio. You can sign up for just $1, and you will get some recipes, some tips. I haven't posted in a while just due to I had the restaurant and other things that I was tending to, other projects that I was tending to, but now that I do have a little bit of time, I'm going to be definitely posting more, and making sure that my assistant is able to post for me when I'm just not able to, so that you guys can still have content coming and information to help you guys on your journey, on your path. Other than that, thank you so much. I love you, and have a wonderful evening. And if you're watching this in the day, have a beautiful day. Peace and love and light. Bye.